There are some straightforward questions about the Epstein files, questions that, it seems, are not meant to be answered. For example, why did so many girls disappear, one after another, from Epstein's little St. James Island? Why did prominent figures from various countries continue to associate with Epstein even after he had been identified as a criminal in 2008? Why did the US administration fail to act earlier against Epstein or his associate Ghislaine Maxwell? Why is the Indian government silent regarding mentions of Narendra Modi and one of his ministers in connection with the Epstein files? And why, at this particular time, was India compelled to reduce import tariffs on American agricultural products to zero? In 2019, the notorious offender Jeffrey Epstein died in a high security prison in New York City. The authorities declared it a suicide. Prison officials stated that surveillance could not be properly maintained because CCTV cameras were malfunctioning and guards had fallen asleep, among many other issues. Questions immediately arose. Was Epstein permanently silenced to prevent more powerful names from being exposed? On 30th January of 2026, when the US administration released millions of pages of documents related to the Epstein files, it triggered global controversy. According to reports contained in those files, underage schoolgirls were lured to Epstein's various properties with promises of easy money and job opportunities. They were assured of a secure future. Vulnerable minors from orphanages and refugee camps with no guardians were subjected to abuse and rape. Some were allegedly even murdered. The documents also reportedly revealed images and footage of prominent global figures socializing with women and minors under Epstein's patronage. The alleged inclusion of names such as US President Donald Trump, Britain's Prince Andrew, billionaire Bill Gates, former US Presidents George W. Bush and Bill Clinton, and Elon Musk shocked many observers. The question now is not what did Epstein do? The question is who protected him and why? Allegations against Epstein are not new. He had faced accusations as early as 2008. So why did investigations repeatedly stall? In the United States, when someone says the FBI didn't know, that is necessarily a lie. It is also a huge propaganda. In a powerful surveillance state, silence is rarely neutral. Here, the crime may be secondary. The deeper issue is who controls whom. It is alleged that Epstein's network functioned as a highly organized information gathering operation. Imagine a scenario in which a world leader's most private vulnerabilities are captured digitally. Such material could make controlling that individual far easier. Some claim that this type of leverage was used by Western powers to influence the sovereignty of Middle Eastern or Asian nations. In this view, it is not merely criminal activity, it was an information factory. Epstein's private aircraft was known as the Lolita Express. Pilot logs reportedly contain the names of VIPs who now deny involvement. Even more mysterious was the blue and white temple-like structure on his island, Little St. James, whose doors were reportedly kept closed. Among the approximately 3 million pages of court documents, flight logs, testimonials and charge sheets released so far, no Indian politician has been directly named as an accused, an important point. One email reportedly mentions Modi dancing and singing in Israel in front of Trump and Netanyahu. Other references allegedly include industrialist Anil Ambani and Union Minister Hardeep Singh Puri. It must be emphasized that there is no claim here that any Indian minister is a criminal or that any industrialist was involved in sexual offences. India's Ministry of External Affairs has dismissed the matter, stating there is no specific information and that no allegations have been proven. Indian media coverage has, however, been limited. Epstein reportedly hosted scientists such as Stephen Hawking on his island. Why? It is alleged that he harbored ambitions connected to eugenics, the idea of engineering a superior human race. Like Hitler, he was said to have wanted to impregnate hundreds of women with his sperm to create a so-called superhuman lineage. Consider the level of arrogance required to treat women's bodies as biological laboratories. Here, eugenics and sexual crime intersect. I will create a superior human, therefore your consent is irrelevant. According to some allegations, Epstein did not act alone. Around him were reputed scientists and wealthy donors. Does this resemble trends within our own country? Some argue that parallels exist. The poor, Dalits, and minorities are sometimes described as a burden, while population growth is framed as a crisis. At the same time, terms such as merit, talent, and elite leadership are emphasized. In this way, critics claim eugenic thinking could enter public discourse under different terminology. The demand that American goods enter India with zero tariffs while Indian exports to America face an 18% tax, and the allegation that the Modi government is quietly accepting such terms raises further questions. If one were to ask whether silence over the Epstein affair involves any element of blackmail, what response would Modi, Shah or Jaishankar provide? Some argue that it is not universities such as Jawaharlal Nehru University, but governmental inaction in matters like this that poses risk to national security. Why is India accepting these terms? Is there external pressure? The questions persist. It is argued that any government has a moral responsibility to investigate potential links involving contact with a convicted sex trafficker. Failure to do so invites criticism. What are your thoughts? Do you believe that American and Israeli intelligence agencies still exert hidden influence over global leaders? Share your views in the comments. Share this video if you believe transparency matters. Stay tuned for our next episode. Thank you.
Don't forget to like, share and subscribe to stay updated with the latest incidents. Hit the bell icon to never miss an update. We will see you next time with more news that matters. Stay informed, stay safe.